How many days did it take to find out how many barrels of oil are actually being released from this thing? It took
1,000 is enough. Don't you think 1,000 barrels
yes,
a day is a lot?
But that's exactly why BP said we can handle this situation. So all of a sudden, you don't have to send the president down there to look at the situation when BP says, I've got it under control. But the mismanagement of this had a lot to do with the fact that BP was not revealing a full amount of information to the government, and BP themselves probably didn't know the result of the spill. So they didn't know how dramatic and how much was coming out. And I think that that's evident by the fact that they initially said it was 1,000 barrels.
Then 5,000.
And now what they're saying is the Coast Guard Commandant came out and said that we could be talking almost to 100,000 barrels a day now leaking out of this thing.
Well, which would
by no means are we near that number, but he's saying that is a possibility. Well, why don't we talk about the real issue here?
That is the real issue.
No, I think the real issue is that maybe there were some problems with the platform and actually with the drilling itself.
Don't you think they should have ascertained that themselves? Didn't they? Wasn't there an area of incompetence themselves?
But here's the thing. It's up to BP. It's up to BP to maintain their own rigs themselves. It's like putting the fox in charge of the hen house.
But if you got 1,000 barrels of oil coming on shore, doesn't the government have a responsibility? After all, they're going to take care of our health care and tell us how much salt we can take into our bodies.
Yeah, but that's the point that I'm trying to make, is that I believe that the government was given information by BP because they originally didn't claim that the spill was nearly as bad as
they said 1,000 barrels a day. That's enough. You know, look, if they're going to tell me how much salt I can take in, they certainly should have at least looked into it.
But I think it's funny that you're completely pointing the finger at him. I mean, you haven't even mentioned the fact that BP is at fault.
10 days, the government did nothing, but they claim they were there from day one. Okay. I want them to be honest with the American people.
But then do a segment about the fact that something might have been wrong with the platform because BP didn't necessarily go through all the proper channels and they didn't want to have to spend all the money.